call is now being recorded.
Good morning.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so now we are left with four more topics in the module. That is laminated object manufacturing, laser welding, laser engineered net shaping, and Liga process. So by that we'll be ending our module. So the first one, laminated object manufacturing. Laminated object manufacturing. So what is the manufacturing operation? This is also a type of additive manufacturing or the additive manner in which layers are added one by one. Now we'll see how we can manufacture a product using laminated object manufacturing. So here, this is the experimental setup, and you can see two rollers here over here. One is the take-up roller, and another is a material supply roller. So from here, material is being supplied continuously, and after finishing, some portion will be removed from here, and the rest portion will be taken by the take-up roller. Okay, so we will see how it's working. First of all, what is the material used over here? So here, in this process, that is laminated object manufacturing, what we use is adhesive coated paper, adhesives. So what is the difference between adhesives and cohesives? Cohesives means something attracted or similar materials are being attracted. Suppose material A is attracted to material A itself. Then we say there is a cohesion between them. Sorry, cohesion. If different or dissimilar materials are attracted or pasted together, then we call it as adhesion, or the substance used for keeping in contact with or attracting the dissimilar materials. We call it as adhesives. So here, what we use is adhesive coated paper or plastic or metal laminate. So paper, plastic or metal, which is coated with adhesives. So certain adhesives mixed with the or adhesives which is mixed in the or coated in the paper, like in the name slip. We have seen the name slip and all, right? So such a material is being rolled over here. That is the material supply roller. It will be here. So it will be continuously fed to the portion where we have to create the layer by layer product. So initially, what we'll do is we have the two rollers, and here this is the material supply roller where this particular adhesive coated paper is rolled over here, and it is being continuously supplied to the portion. Okay, so here this is the platform above which the material is being created. Now we will see in detail what are the main components. So this is the first component, that is the adhesive coated paper. Then next component is a heated roller. This red portion you can see, this is a heated roller. You have a roller which is heated. Then we have a laser component, laser, in order to cut the surface. So three components are there. First of all, the adhesive coated paper or plastic or metal laminate. Then second one or the second component is the heated roller. And finally one more, that is a laser. It is used to cut the surface. So suppose you have to build a cylinder, hollow cylinder. a vertical hollow cylinder, then what we have to do is layer by layer we have to create the ring like structure as shown in the figure, right? So here is an example. So for that, what we do is we give the model to the system, to the server, where we create a three-dimensional object in using CAD model. Then what we do is using this is also one of the rapid prototyping technique. So first of all, initially we create a three-dimensional model of the object. Then we laterally fed into the machine, that is for laminated object manufacturing. There what we do is, or the machine do is, it will analyze the model layer by layer. So the first layer it will create, then second layer, and so on. So based on the data, based on the CAD data, what this system do is using the laser. First of all, uh, from the material supply roller, the abrasive coated paper is fed to the particular portion, machining area, then it will stop. At that position, what happens is, then using the data from the three-dimensional model, it will create the outline. So first of all, it will create the outline, the circle and the outer circle. For this particular example, what we do is, what we need is a ring. So the outline is being made first of all. Then what we do is, we don't need this portion, right? So the portion which is not needed, it will be cross hatched like this. That is a portion to be removed is cross hatched. Then what we do is, after that, the roller is being, the laminated heated roller will be moved over that. So it will press the uh, layer. At the same time, the platform is moved upward, just upward, to give the pressure to the roller. Okay, so it will, the initial layer will be set up. Then the platform will move downward to one layer distance. It will move downwards in the similar manner of the later, or sorry, the previous cases. The first layer is created, then what happens is, this will rotate, and the material will be, the fresh material will be supplied to the machining area. Next layer is being outlined, cross hatched, and the new layer is being created. Then the roller will move over that, the platform will rise a little bit, so it will give the pressure, so the layers will be, that will be pasted each other. Okay, so it will be, uh, it will join together, because we are using a adhesive coated paper or a plastic or anything. So using the adhesives and using the pressure, it will be glued together or joined together. So similarly, layer by layer, we will be able to create the structure. So this is the basic working principle of laminated object manufacturing. Now we will see what are the advantages, disadvantages, etc. So this is basic figure. That is, this is the heat initial roller, supply roller, and this is the waste roller, so that the finished area can be rotated over here. This is the heated roller, this is the platform, and this is the finished product. This is a setup for focusing the laser. So the advantages. First one, faster production. So the production rate will be fast using this particular process. Then no support structure is required. So no need for a complex structure like jigs or fixtures for supporting the workpiece. then relatively large parts may be made because no chemical reaction is necessary. Here we are not using any chemical reaction or like that. So even large parts can be made using the technique. Then regarding the cost, low cost due to the readily available raw materials. So the raw materials used here is the adhesive coated paper, plastic metals, which are cheap and easily available. So the total cost will be also low. So these are the key advantages of laminated object manufacturing. That is fast production, less time, no support structure is required, then relatively large parts can be made, and finally, low cost due to the readily available raw material. Next, we have certain limitations or disadvantages. So we will see what are the disadvantages. First one, regarding the accuracy, dimensional accuracy. So comparing to stereolithography or selective laser sintering, here in laminated object manufacturing, we will be having only a slightly less dimensional accuracy. So dimensional accuracy will be poor. Then regarding the lifetime, life of the product produced using laser object manufacturing will be limited, only less. So lifespan will be small. Then regarding the surface finish, we are having poor surface finish using the process. And finally, cross processing. That is uh, like the earlier cases also, we need a post processing or a extra finishing operation to be conducted in order to have a final product. So these are the main disadvantages or limitations of the process, that is laminated object manufacture. Now, these are the applications where we can use the uh, laminated object manufacturing, mainly for pattern making. In the earlier case also, we used for pattern making. Usually, many of the majority of the products or machine mechanisms we are using for pattern making. This also is used to have pattern making, and since this is a cheap process or involves only a the less cost, we can use it for manufacturing of toys, and here also we can use for medical applications, implants, etc. Many implants or artificial implants can be made using laminated object manufacturing. And the areas where larger products in the nano scale or using additive manufacturing is to be used, we can opt for laminated object manufacturing. And finally, for aesthetic beauty or show pieces, അലങ്കാര വസ്തുക്കൾ അതൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് ഉണ്ടാക്കാം അല്ലേ. For making show pieces, we can use the this particular method. So these are the main applications of laminated object manufacturing, and these are the main process parameters which can affect the various qualities of this particular process, that is laminated object manufacturing. First one, laser intensity, lased intensity and lased laser diameter. So the intensity of the laser beam, depending on the intensity of the laser beam and also the diameter of the laser beam, then the thickness of the layer. So we are creating it layer by layer. So the thickness also depends on the or it is also the important parameter which affect the various qualities. Then curing period, that means after cutting, what we do is you use the heated roller to press the or join the layers. So that is a curing period. So we'll give the time, how much time we are giving for that. That also depend on the quality. And finally, the temperature of the roller. So at which temperature the roller is. So these are the main process parameters. So that is about the laminated object manufacturing. Now we'll move to laser beam welding. This is already familiar to you. That is one of the welding operation using laser beam. So usually what is a welding? Welding is nothing but the joining of two or more metals using the heat energy produced by laser. So the laser beam is being focused to a particular point where the material is to be joined. So there it is focused so that the temperature is being increased or it is concentrated, and using the temperature it is being welded together. Two uh, pieces are melted together, and thereby welding is possible. So welding in nano range or micro level, we call it as a micro machining or micro or nano machining. So here also we have certain advantages and limitations and certain applications. So we'll directly go to that. The figure and all we are already familiar. So these are the main advantages of laser beam um, welding. So here, in many process, what we do is in electron beam machining, EDM, everything. In many of the machining operations, electron beam and all. What we do is or electro hydraulic forming. The main thing is we have to maintain a vacuum in order to have the machining operation. But in laser beam welding, we no need to have any vacuum. We no need to create the vacuum. It can easily transmit through the air itself. So that is the main advantages of using laser beam welding. And also next one is the process can be easily automated. So we have many options to automate the process. So we can make it automated. Then regarding the quality will be very high. We'll be able to have a high quality welds through this process. There is a laser beam welding. And usually in welding, what happens is there are many damages or warping or bending of the pieces will be there due to many reasons because of the thermal expansion and all. So unlike that cases in through laser beam machining or laser beam welding, what we see is the thermal damage either though it is there, but it will be minimized, or we will be having a minimum amount of thermal damage. So the thermal damage will be very much minimum. Next, filler material. Regarding the filler material, usually in the welding process, in any welding process, what we need is a filler material. So we have two metal parts. So we'll keep it together and we take a filler material. So we will weld it. At the time of welding, what happens is the parts will be metal parts will get melted, and also the same time the filler material will be in the molten form and it will go inside or penetrate inside the hole or the space between the two pieces and thereby join the two pieces. So unlike that case, here using laser beam machining or laser beam welding, what we do is we just heat the metal pieces, and using the metal piece itself, we are joining the two parts, or the using the metal pieces or the material of the metal piece itself is molten and is being joined together using the certain pressure. So here in this case, we no need to have any extra filler material. And regarding the precision, through the process, we will be able to have a high precision welding. So these are the main key advantages of laser beam welding. So first one is it can be transmitted through air, and there is no need for any vacuum to be kept, so that we will be able to reduce the cost of manufacturing. Second one, this process can be automated easily. We can automate the process easily. Next one, regarding the quality, we are able to have a high quality weld through the process. Next is regarding the damage. Usually, in any welding process, we will be having certain amount of thermal damage, bending, etc., etc. Anything will be there. But in this process, what we see is those damages are very minimum, or it is quite negligible. Now, then regarding the usage of the filler material, we no need to have any filler material for this particular process. And finally, we will be able to have a high precision weld. So these are the main advantages of using laser beam welding. Now, uh, like the case of other machining operations, here also we have certain limitations. So these are the main limitations. First one, low welding speed. So here, the first disadvantage is the low welding speed. Welding speed will be low. We cannot make it fast. So we need some time to weld the portion. Now regarding the thickness of the weld, thickness of the weld will be limited, or the thickness will be small. We will be able to weld only in a small thickness. And also there is a limitation for the materials, like for example magnesium cannot be welded. So certain materials cannot be welded, only selective materials can be welded. That is the main disadvantage. So these are the main limitations. First one, low welding speed, then thickness of the weld is limited, and finally only certain materials can be welded using the process. So these are all about the laser welding. Now we'll see one more thing, that is applications where it can be used. Just the same as of the advantages. That is first one, micro welding. For welding in the micro level or nano level, this can be used. So in the arc welding and all, we cannot be used for the micro level or nano level. So in those level, we have to, if we have to opt for welding, then we should choose laser beam welding. Then dissimilar material welding. That means dissimilar materials can be joined using the particular process. So these are the things about laser beam welding. Now we are left with two more portions, that is laser engineered net shaping and also Liga process. So today we'll see one more, that is a laser engineered net shaping. So laser engineered net shaping lens. What is the process? So this is also like the fusion deposition modeling. Fusion depositing, fusion deposition modeling. You have seen it. That is here. Here, what we do is we heat a filament over here. You can see the filament. The filament is heated and it is being molten. So that will be provided through the nozzle, and one layer is being created, then the next layer, third layer, fourth layer, etc., etc. Finally, the end product is being created. That is a fused deposition modeling. In the similar manner, here we are using a filament. So in this process, that is the laser engineered net shaping, what we use is metal powders or the material which is used for the end product in the powder form. So metal powder is used against the filament in the fused deposition modeling. That is the main difference. So you can see here. Here you have two setups. That is the two, this is only a diagrammatic representation. So you have provision for giving the metal powder. So the metal powder will be given through these two things. Anyway, 2 or 3 or 4, anything, any number. Anyway, here we are seeing two portions to give the metal powder to the portion where the layer is to be created. So what happens is the metal powder will be delivered on the point of machining. Then what we need is we have to melt it, right? So we have to melt or cinder the material. So in order to melt it, we use the laser beam. That is the laser source is shown here. From here, the laser is being illuminated or focused to the point where the metal powder is being reaching. So that portion where the laser is being focused, that will melt and solidify, so that we will get the requisite layer. So using this procedure, layer by layer will be created. So as the one layer is being created, the platform or the base will be moved downwards, and so on, in the same fashion in the earlier cases. So in all the cases, what we do is we just first create one layer, then we'll move the platform towards the bottom in one layer distance, then the next layer is being created, and so on. So in the same fashion, here also we create the end product. So that is about the laser engineered net shaping. So here also we will see what are the main advantages, disadvantages, applications, and all. So I think this basic procedure is clear to you, right? So these are the main advantages using laser engineered net shaping. Laser engineered net shaping. So laser engineered net shaping is nothing but the material addition process. Here also we are adding or joining the layer by layer material, where the main source of material is in the powdered form. So it is in the powdered form, and it is being melt and solidified using the laser source. So using the temperature rise from the laser source, the laser source is being focused to the point where the machining is to be conducted, or the machining area, it is focused, and then it is melted and solidified, so that the initial layer is being set up. Then after the initial layer is being created, the platform is just moving downwards, and we'll be able to have a fresh layer. Then layer by layer it will be joined, so that it will be able to produce the end product. So these are the main advantages. So this can be used to repair the parts as well as fabricate new ones. So using this process, we'll be able to repair the parts, repairing the parts, or we'll be able to add new layers, so that we can modify the parts, initial parts, or we can do any replacement, or even we can fabricate a new part according to our design. Then next one is regarding the functional. That is, it can fabricate strong functional metal product. So functional products can also be manufactured using the process. So functional means we can test it for various qualities like how it can respond to a chemical environment or any harsh environment, how it will work. Like that, functional prototypes can be made out of the process. Then net shape product, there's a particular shape product you can make. Then net shape product means the final shape itself we will be able to get, and we no need to have any extra processing or post processing is not required. Then regarding the wastage, we are having only less wastage because we are not removing the material. We are just adding the layer by layer material. So in the same manner, we will be having less wastage. Then finally, can undergo tight finishing machining and heat treatment process. Light finishing machining and heat treatment process. So the light finishing is light. We need only a light finishing operation, and also the heat treatment process also will be less. So these are the main advantages while you use the laser engineered net shaping. Now we'll see what are the main limitations or disadvantages of the process. First one regarding the surface finish. Through this process, we'll be able to have a rough surface finish. That is, we'll be having a bad surface quality, or the surface roughness will be high. That is the first disadvantage. So we require extra machining or polishing will be there. In the case where we need a in the application where we need a good surface finish. Next, some constraint in the geometry shape of the product. So we cannot produce any complex, or will be able to produce only a certain range of complexities. We cannot go for complex products. So there are certain limitations in the geometry of the shape of the product. So these are the main limitations or disadvantage of while using the laser engineered net shaping. Now regarding the application, first one is fabrication and repair of the injection molding tools. So in injection molding tools, for that, even the fabrication part and also the repairing, we opt for this particular process, that is laser engineering or laser engineered net shaping. So these are used in the this particular area. Then uh, next is the fabrication of large titanium and other exotic metal parts for aerospace application. For the aerospace applications, usually we use many metal parts which are exotic in nature, like titanium and all. So in order to machine that, we use the laser engineered net shaping. And also one more application is given here, that is fabricated parts that have been fabricated from stainless steel alloys, nickel based alloys, tooled steel alloys, titanium alloys, etc. etc. So these are the main applications of laser engineered net shape. So this is about our today's class. So we are left with only one method, that is Liga process, that we will explain in the next class. Okay. So now we'll take the attendance.